Morning, sir.
So, write the next question in a two-dimensional array. Write a program to find the sum of each column. Write a program to find the sum of each column. Write a program to find the sum of each column. Now, if I say that my matrix is of 3 by 4, n is equal to 3 and m is equal to 4, that means the matrix is of the order of 3 by 4. So this is the row index 0, row index 1, row index 2, column index 0, column index 1, column index 2, column index 3. The values that you have filled is 5, 6, 1, 2, 7, 8, 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. When you are adding, you are not supposed to add the all set of values, and you are also not supposed to add each row. Now you have to find the value of sum of each column. That means first of all you have to come to the first column. Now in the first column you have to come to the row. So your column will be fixed. Your column will be fixed. I just show it to you right now that what is going on. Your column is going to be fixed, right? But your row number will be changing, that 0, 1, 0, 1, 0 and then 2, 0. Got the point clear? That means row is fixed, column is fixed, and your row is changing. That means you will be adding 5 plus 7, 12 plus 2, 14. 14 will be your answer. Then you will move to the second column. When you are in the second column, the column number 1 will be fixed throughout. But your index number will be of row will be 0, 1, then 1, 1, and then 2, 1. You will add all these three. That means 8, 6, 14 and 3, 70 will be your answer. Now you will come to the third row, and when you are in the third row, your column index will be 2 and your column index will be fixed, but your row index will be changing. That means you will be referring 0 to 1, 2 and then 2, 2. So 10 plus 1, 14 will be your answer. Now you will come to the column number 3, and in the column number 3, the column number 3 will be fixed. Your row will be changing. What will be the change in the row? It will be 0, 3, it will be 1, 3, and then it will be 2, 3. 7 plus 2, 9 will be your final answer. That means you have to find the sum of each column. This is what you are supposed to do. Now when you are finding the sum of each column, the sum of first column is 14. When you move to the second column, it will add the value in the previous sum, or you will start a fresh sum. We will start a fresh sum. And when we start the fresh sum, the variable of the sum should be made 0 again. That means when you are at the first column, the value of sum should be 0. When you are at the column number 1, the value of sum should be 0. When you are at column number 2, the value of sum should be 0. And when you are at the column number 3, the sum should be 0. Then you will be moving to the row and you will add each one of them. You will print the answer and then you will move to the second column. That means that means when you are finding the sum of each row, each column, sorry, when you are finding the sum of each column, your first loop, your first emphasis should be given in the column. Should be given in the column. So when your first reference is to be given in the column, that means the first loop should be referred by the column and the second loop should be preferred by for the row. That means how many rows do we have? How many columns do we have? M columns. So you will start your first loop as for int I is equal to 0 less than m, and then you will say I plus plus. That means the value of I is 0 right now. As soon as you enter the loop of the column, you will take a variable let's say int s c is equal to 0, in which you are going to find the sum of each column. Now you will take a loop of the row. J is equal to 0, j is less than n, and j plus plus. Now what you are supposed to do here? You have to add sc is equal to sc plus. What we are supposed to write? The name of the array. Now the first pair of square bracket will refer the number of row, the row number, and the second pair is referring the column number. That means I is a loop which is for the column and j is a loop for the row. That means the variable that is referred for the row is j and the variable that is referred for the column is I. Therefore, when you are writing sc is equal to sc plus, we won't be writing ij, we will be writing ji, so that we can get the correct answer. Once this is done, you will be printing the value of the column row, column sum. That means you will say system.out.println, and in the println you will say sum of column plus I plus 1 plus is plus of what? Sc. And then you will terminate the loop of column. Then you will terminate the loop of column. Is the point clear now?
Yes, sir.
Understood? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Now how we are going to refer this result? It's pretty simple. I you have taken as 0 and j you have taken as again 0. So for the very first time you will be referring 0 0. Now j will become 1, you will refer ji means 1 0. When j becomes 2, you will be referring 2 0. This is your first step. Now I will become 1 and j will also become again 0. Now you will refer 0 1. When j will become, you will refer 1 1. When j will become 2, you will refer 2 1. That means the values that we have to refer is being clearly identified by this kind of a loop. Are you getting the point clear?
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes.
Now to write this program, we will be using the BlueJ, and in the BlueJ we will be writing the program for it. How we are going to refer this program? We will be using the class and object to write the program. Suppose first of all we will be importing java.util.aspect. Why? क्योंकि मुझे स्कैनर की ज़रूरत है, क्योंकि स्कैनर के थ्रू ही हम वैल्यू को यूज़र से इनपुट करा सकते हैं. Then I will open the class and the name of the class is SumCall. After the class I have to declare the variable, the array in which we are going to input the value, as well as the dimension m comma n. Now I will declare the constructor SumCall and it will be receiving nn comma int mm. So what we have to do here is we have to shift the value of nn, which is a local value, to the global data, that is n, so that it is available throughout the class. and you will transfer mm equal to m, and after doing this you will be allocating the memory for the array, and when you are allocating the memory you are not supposed to write the double pair of square bracket again. We'll simply write the name of the array is equal to new, allocate the memory for the same int variable, and here you will pass m cross n. The array has been allocated and you will terminate the constructor. After the constructor is completed, you will be creating a function so that the value can be transferred in the array. For that you will be creating the function void input. Since input is a function to input the value, you need the scanner class. Sc is equal to new scanner, and within bracket you will pass system.in. Now since we have to enter the value in the two-dimensional array, the loop will be 2. The first loop will be for the row, that is I equal to 0, I is less than m, and I plus plus. The second loop I am going to take is a for int j is equal to 0, j is less than n, and j plus plus. Now you will simply give a command that system dot out dot println, print, and in this print you will say enter number, and in which variable you are supposed to take in the array, and at which index number I and j is equal to, you will give a command sc dot next int. The values will be inputted, you will terminate the for, you will terminate the outer for, and you will terminate the function. Now you are going to display the entire data in the matrix form, entire array in the matrix form, so you will be creating the function display. So in the display also you have to print a two-dimensional array, that means rows and column. You will be having the two loops, int I is equal to 0, I is less than m, that is for the number of rows. Then you will take another loop for the number of columns, that is int j is equal to 0, j is less than n, and j plus plus. After that you are going to take the print the answer, that is system.out dot print, and in the print you will say a of I j plus a tabular space, so that the matrix is printed in the tabular form. Once this is done, what is the second step that is to be required is to change the line. That means system.out dot println will change the line, and you will terminate the outer for, and you will terminate the function. Now you have to create a function to find the sum of each column. So I will going to say call is my function name. Let's say I have to declare a variable sc equal to 0. Now since we have to find the sum of each column, the first loop will be for the number of columns. I equal to 0, I is less than n, and I plus plus. That's it. Then you will say sc equal to 0, because whenever you enter the column, the value of the sum, the variable sum should be 0. So I have taken sc equal to 0, and you will start a loop for the number of rows. int j is equal to 0, j is less than m, and j plus plus. Now you have to add the values in the variable sc, so you will be writing sc is equal to sc plus what? A double pair of square bracket. You will terminate the for, the outer for, and the function. But you have to write the index number. Now the first pair is referring the row number, that means it's j, and the second is referring the column number, that is I. Once the inner loop is complete, is finding the sum of the first column, then you have to print the answer, that means you will print system.out.println, you will say sum of column double quote plus you will give a plus, and within bracket you will say I plus 1, column 1 is plus of what? Sc. Then you will terminate the outer for, you will terminate the function, and your work is done. Got the point clear? Now
Yes.
after all the functions have been created, you will be creating the main function. That means you will be writing the public static void main. Now in the main function, what is the first task that you are supposed to do? You have to create the object of the class. What is the name of the class? Sum call. You have to create the object by the name of any name. Let's say ob is equal to new sum call. Can we leave the bracket blank of the sum call?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No. Why? Because the sum call is receiving two parameters, that is the dimension, the number of rows and the number of columns. That means number of rows is your first parameter, the number of columns is your number of rows is the second parameter, and the number of columns is the first parameter. So I'm going to just change this data int mm comma int nn. So when we are calling, the first parameter will be the number of rows, let's say 3. The second parameter will be number of columns, let's say 4. Then you will be calling the function input so that the values are inputted in the array. Then you are going to print the answer, the matrix. That means you will be calling the function ob.display. And then you have to print the sum of each column, so you will be calling ob.call. You will terminate the main and you will terminate the class. Is the point clear?
Yes, sir.
Let's compile. There is no syntax error. Let's try to execute the program how it works. Sum call void main. Enter number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 8, 7, 1, 2, 3. First of all, the matrix is printed. Then the sum of column 1 is 13. Is it right? 7, 5, 12, 11, 13. The sum
Yes,
of
sir.
column 2 is 2, 6, 1. That is 9. Sum of column 3 is 3, 9 and 2. That means it's 14. Fine. Sum of column 4 is 15, which is 8, 4, 12 and 3, 13. That means you are getting the correct answers in this format. Is the point clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Understood? Now please make a note of it. I hope you must have noted it down.